real quickly, the first thing we're going to do is, if you didn't see part 1, we're taking a Trident 20 that is unorganized, and we're going to attempt to organize it using organizers to see if he likes the bag better with organizers, where he can find everything more quickly, or if he wants to go through the route of just having everything in there, reaching in and trying to grab things. Okay, so Tony, why don't you show us an up-close picture of the bag in the camera?
Okay, here's basically everything that's in my bag, stuff I use for work, everyday stuff. I'm just going to pull it out very quickly.
And before you do that, why don't we show them up close what it looks like?
Okay.
This is what we have going on here, okay? And all these other pockets are kind of the same way. Just for you guys that might want to know, first of all, this is just a taser that sometimes we use for different security jobs. So we're going to take this and get it all organized.
Okay. And here I normally carry maybe some electronics, some cables and stuff like that. This is just all my phone stuff. I'm not going to, you've seen it on the table, so we're not going to get too crazy with all that. Water over here, my first aid kit, my cup and eating device, keys, all my first aid stuff, my security badge, and just some eating utensils and things like that. Now, I have to admit, it's not as nice as going through Jeremy's bag, but to me it's functional, but Jeremy's going to convince me otherwise.
Do you have a bunch of stuff in the front pockets?
I do. I've got my fire starting kit, space blanket. I got a couple of these. I like the SOS ones better. I have a couple of small knives and devices like that. Everybody get these, amazing. I got my knives, my flashlights, I got my multi-tool, and I got my ultra lightweight, this is a wood burning stove. Goes along with that. Keys not included.
Okay guys, so we wanted to show you just real quickly, this is everything that he had inside the Trident 20, and over here you'll see a small medical pouch, and the goal is to take these items and perhaps use these Maxpedition, VanQuest, Eagle Creek, and another type of medical pouch to try to take all of this and organize it, okay? So now we're going to take a few minutes and put everything in the organizers, and we're going to show you the outcome. Okay everyone, we're back with the completed project, or at least one way that could be done. So what are your thoughts?
It's cleaner, it's more organized. He's kind of actually changing my mind a little bit on some of this. You can see that it is nice to be able to just pull something out, and I don't think that these are really significant weight changers. And then again, a lot of that thinking comes from ultra lightweight backpacking, using all these other items when ounces matter. But in this situation, that's really not an issue. So I think that this is a great solution. It's forcing me to think outside the box. I got a problem with wanting to have too much, me being the ultra lightweight guy, right? But on a survival situation, wanting to have more stuff in a bag that is not designed for what I want it to do. So what Jeremy and I were discussing was, it's okay to have another bag, to have your like your food bag, to have whatever. I always think in terms of, well, what can I grab and take with me? And I don't think I could handle 2 backpacks, so I get into this mode where I want everything to be in that bag that I can take. Well, that would be my 72-hour bag, which is on the floor, and it's huge. I call it the beefy burrito. It's just basically got everything in it. But Jeremy's really actually helped me quite a bit understand this concept. My medical, everything fit in here. Now, I'm kind of like an overkill medical guy. I've got my Israeli tourniquet. We had a PJ come and do a training at one of our events, and he showed us some amazing stuff. And the Israeli tourniquet, the tourniquet itself, just like all these amazing tools to really help you save your life, because other people can give you air, they can give you water, but they can't give you blood. If you lose your blood, you're toast. So that's a bulk of my stuff. Yeah.
Why don't you show them what the bag looks like on the inside?
All right. So now I have some more room here, and of course this is my medical, but in all honesty we beefed it up. I don't normally take all this stuff. So what I normally take for my medical, where do we put it, Jeremy? Jeremy rearranged me. The red one? Oh, here it is. Here it is. This is normally what I take outside of the other stuff. I'll take this plus my Israeli bandage, my other tourniquets, which are all in here. So it's kind of really not a real assessment what I normally take. This would go actually in my 72-hour bag. But now I got this room for what I've been wanting, and that is I'd like to have more food, more immediate stuff to get me home. Items such as like some Cliff Bars, maybe even a dehydrated meal. I have my cup down in here with my wood-burning stove if I need that. So yeah, I think it's a win.
Let me show you a close-up so you can see what's going on here. If you remember before, everything he had in the bag was pretty much just kind of laid up in there. So basically what we did is we left the 2 water bottles over here, and then right here we took one organizer from Eagle Creek and put all the survival type stuff, and then we just stuck that right there. And then next we put in a small cup on the bottom that you see there, and then the taser fits right in it. So now we have the entire end of this bag open on this end like that. So a couple of ideas is, number one, if you wanted to take a trauma kit, if he was going somewhere that particular day, he now has room to just put that trauma kit right there, and this zips up right around it. So now he would have room for a trauma kit inside here, whereas before with everything laying down on the bottom, it was just really taking a lot of space left to right. The other option is he can keep this out right here, and he could add 1 or 2 more of these Eagle Creek by just simply setting them down right in this area here. And he has enough, whoops, there's enough room to add 1 or 2 more right over here. But now, he didn't really have a lot of room before, so he could add his food right inside here. So he has space now to add different modules.
And one thing real quick, you know, this having the Molly, which this has Molly too, but it was kind of interesting. We're just playing around. This weighs almost as much as this completely full. It's not quite, but that's toast. So I'll probably be investing in one of these. I think this is an amazing product. The price point's a little high, but I can see the usefulness. So if I need to, I could just Molly this on the outside, and I could use that and have all that space. So that's a win right there.
Okay. So to show you what the rest of the bag looks like real quick, we took a couple of the items that were inside that he's not going to use on a regular basis. Have a small fire kit, a spoon and knife set, like a hobo kit, and for his filming, and the deck of cards in here. And then on the bottom right here, we used one of the VanQuest Slim EDCs, and we made a kit that has all of his pocket knives, all of his cigarette lighters, some of his salt and pepper and different little items. I'll move it up a little closer so you can see it right there. And then in the back here, we put an emergency vest, and there's some medical tape and everything back there. So all of that now, instead of just being kind of sporadic around, it's kind of all nice and neat in one spot, and it just drops right in there. And then also in here, we just stuck a flashlight, very simple right there, and another security item, and a little tripod. And basically everything just fit nice and neat there. I know it's kind of hard for you to see a little. But these pockets are not stuffed. But the whole idea of all this is we took everything that was just kind of laying around in here, and we used 2 organizers. We made a survival kit, and we made like a little small utility kit in the front. And that pretty much just cleaned the bag up. One thing that I noticed about Tony's bag is ordinarily, like in my bag, I would have an electronics kit, a food kit, a survival kit, a first aid kit. And Tony had a lot of items that 2, 3, 4 things went to one type of kit, 2, 3 things went to some other type of kit, which that can work for or against having modules, because you don't want sometimes too big of a module for something that's only have 1 or 2 things. But he definitely has gained, I would say 40% more space inside the bag now. And this space can be utilized either by other modules, as we mentioned earlier, or if he has the bag like this sitting in the seat next to him, he now has all this area that he can just reach over and set stuff in there. And then throughout the day, if he's going to have something different going on, he now has room to add stuff to the bag that he might want to use that particular day, so that when he comes home, he'll take it back out. So he now has, like I said, 40% of the bag is now open space after everything else has been organized a little bit differently. We also utilize some of these smaller pockets. Like in here, we put his little kit of toothpaste and toothbrush and things like that. And all of that is out of the way now completely. And of course, the smaller first aid kit we stuck in this little pocket. So those are my final thoughts.
Yeah, I think it's a plus. I definitely think it's a win. I like what Jeremy showed me. I'm like I said, I'm a minimalist. Can't even say that word. But when it comes to this sort of stuff, I feel that it's very important to have really good items that are accessible. And thank you, brother.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, guys. So just as a heads up, the EDC organizer that we use from VanQuest, I think it might be somewhere in the neighborhood of $20 or less. The Eagle Creek one that we used here cost about $7 from Sports Chalet. And if we were, when he wants to add this kit to this was about $45 from VanQuest.com, and it's their new 7x10 medical pouch.
I was already looking at it when he was showing me.
And to show you how this worked out, we took all his medical kit and basically just organized it. The organizer that he was using was so full we could barely get it closed. Here we have everything in there, and actually a lot of extra space still. So sometimes it's not only being organized with an organizer, but knowing which organizer that best fits your needs. So now he can open this whole thing up and stuff doesn't fall in there either.
Giving you a comparison, when I've opened up this clamshell, everything would just kind of like pop and fly out, and you had to dig through it to get to items. And I honestly, I'll be buying this very soon. This is a great system. It's just everything is accessible, and this way it wasn't.
Okay, guys. Well, I know this video is kind of chopped up in a lot of different little things. We just wanted to do an impromptu video on what it's like for all of us, all of you watching and us, to sit down with your bag occasionally, go through it, see what's in there, and try to get it organized. You can have all the gear in the world, but if you can't get to it when you need it, it may not do you as much good. And if you do actually find what you're looking for, but you have to dig around for it, the time you spent digging could have been time spent healing or surviving. So if you have any questions, comments, any thoughts to just this project of trying to take a bag that's used every day, make it more practical, leave us those comments. What was your channel again?
BigTVideos.
And he has a lot more videos than I do, a lot more in-depth things. So check him out, subscribe if you like his channel, and appreciate the collaboration video, and we'll have you back on again sometime.
Thank you. I think you're doing a great job here. Jeremy, I've known him for a long time, like we've talked about before. He's just got this real great way of organizing. So you guys do subscribe, do leave your thoughts, and do pass this on. This channel's growing by leaps and bounds, and he's very humble about what he does, but VanQuest is, they've developed a personal relationship, and I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, guys. Well, from Learning to Be Prepared and BigTVideos, have a great day. Okay,
for Jeremy coming and helping me out, I just have some silly little gifts. This is a stove that I made, an alcohol burning stove. That's for you, my friend. And these are, you know what these are?
Ranger bands.
Yes, and I had some pretty big header tubes, but these are pretty helpful. Got a couple of these for you.
All right, thank you.
And I got some char cloth somewhere. I don't know. Do you have that?
I did. I put the char cloth over there.
So, yeah. Giant
Back soon with part 2. Thank you.
I don't like that crack you said, by the way. Just kidding. We've been working together for a long time. Sometime we should do just story time.
Okay, so as I said, part 1, it's a wrap.